And now, live from the Elite Ringside Network studios, this is Smack Talk with AJ Jensen and Spencer Hart. On a rainy day from Wisconsin. Hello everybody, Spencer Hart here. This is Smack Talk on the Elite Ringside Network, Spreaker.com, iTunes Player.fm, PodDirectory.com, Stitcher.com, TuneIn Radio, Castbox.fm, the Satchel Player for your Android and iPhones, and it's the official podcast of the 434 on Facebook and 434.com. As always, I am joined by my awesome co-host, AJ Jensen. How you doing, my friend?
Not too bad, dude. So, do you spit all that out in, like, one breath, or what? Because that's a lot of shit to say.
I take one breath, I think. Two breaths, I think. Halfway through. You can't catch it, though. I've said it way too many times. I've gotten really good at it.
Yeah, sounds like it. Do you practice in a mirror or something?
Yeah, it's I got a full length mirror. I do it naked in front of my mirror, and
all right.
Yeah, awkward. So yeah, we are here to recap SmackDown Live from this past Tuesday. A pretty good show. Started out a little slow, but then hit 100 as we got to the main event. And we'll get to that here in just a moment. Before we get to SmackDown Live, we do have a bit of breaking news. Monday Night Raw, Women's Championship #1 contender Bayley did indeed suffer an injury when she took what looked to have been almost like a reverse chokeslam from Nia Jax. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's not good, because it looked like she was legitimately, grabbing her shoulder, and it looked legitimately injured. So, no news as of yet as to her status for SummerSlam. As AJ and I were talking before the show, it sounds like they're going to be doing some testing this week, so we'll probably find out either today or tomorrow what her status is for SummerSlam. Of course, we will update that here on our Facebook page, facebook.com/ERNetwork247. But yeah, nothing seems to be going right for Bayley.
Well, did you see the video of her, like, in the trainer's office?
Yeah, I did.
Like, she could barely lift her arm, like, above her stomach.
Yeah, and that's not a good
like,
sign at all.
They showed her, like, going up the ramp after the match, and it did look like she was clutching her arm a little bit. She kind of had it in that, I don't know, like, weird kind of, like, bent elbow position where it's like you can't really tell if they're selling an injury or if they're legit injured sometimes. But obviously she was legit injured with that one.
Right.
But yeah, it sucks. Like, we're just talking about how Bayley has just kind of faded away ever since coming to this main roster, and a shoulder injury right now for her, as long as it's not serious, I think she'll be okay. But if this is a injury where she's going to be out 4 to 6 months, oh Jesus!
Yeah,
get the shovel.
Yeah, you might as well. Unfortunately, that's not good news for our girl Bayley. So yeah, like I said,
it sucks because I freaking loved her in NXT, and I was so pumped when they brought her to the main roster, and then they have just booked her horribly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree, and it is really quite sad to see the momentum that Bayley had coming into the main roster, and then as soon as she hit the main roster, it was gone. So,
I get it. Like, you can't push everyone at once. I understand that. There's only so many titles. But it's like, Sasha Banks got a huge push. Charlotte got a huge push. Becky Lynch got a huge push. And then there's Bayley. Like, she kind of got a push, and then I feel like they just took it away from her. Like, with the stupid victories she had when she did win the title. Not, me and Chris talked about this a while ago. Like, when she first won the women's title, it was like a month or two before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Why did they not just wait till WrestleMania? Right. I think it was actually like a month before WrestleMania.
It was at Fastlane?
You give Charlotte the victory, Bayley gets the comeback match at WrestleMania, she wins, and then you have like the biggest hugger party ever at WrestleMania. Like, it made sense, and they just kind of screwed the pooch with it, with having Sasha come out, interfere in the first match, and then come out, interfere in the second match, and just kind of left everyone scratching their heads like, what is going on here?
Absolutely, yeah. And, there was a couple different storylines there. Bayley looking for her first Raw Women's Championship victory, and another was Charlotte's undefeated pay-per-view streak. And to do it at a pay-per-view like Fastlane, we discussed this back, after Fastlane with, our former co-host. The fact that they did it at Fastlane instead of at WrestleMania, which should have been that would have been the big thing to do. At WrestleMania, Charlotte's going in 20-0 at pay-per-views. Bayley's looking to dethrone the Queen. The story writes itself. And then to have her win at Fastlane kind of seemed like a lackluster win to, I think, a lot of people. But yeah, like I said, we will keep everybody updated on our Facebook page to the status of Bayley at SummerSlam. Of course, like I said, she is the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship, and we definitely don't want to see her out. Because what do? We're 2 weeks out from SummerSlam. You need to find a new opponent for Alexa Bliss ASAP. So you might move on the Nia Jax storyline if that's the case. But like I said, that's all speculation. We'll get to that here later on. Closer to SummerSlam, once we figure out what's going on with Bayley. Let's move into...
And I just want to bring something up real quick, too, because now I saw an article that was posted saying something about, is Nia Jax unsafe to work with? And I just... No. It's not that. It's not, she's not going out and intentionally injuring people. She had She had one incident where she almost hurt Charlotte, but they righted it and they fixed it. And then now Bayley gets injured. It's professional wrestling. This shit happens. Now, if you get someone who's going out constantly and hurting people time and time and time again, maybe I would say they're unsafe. But everyone knows what they get into as soon as they step out on that ramp. They know that could be their last match. They know that they could possibly never walk again, never be the same again after every single match. So, and these people aren't out to intentionally hurt people. Majority of them backstage are generally cool with each other, buddy, and I just think it's one of those freak accidents. So to go around saying that she's unsafe to work with when, as far as I can remember off the top of my head, this is the first time she's ever actually really injured anyone in a match. Right. I think that's a stupid thing to say, and I just wanted to bring that up quick.
That's always been a stupid argument to me, is that they're unsafe to work. The same thing happened with Seth Rollins after he broke... Jack Swagger, yeah, same thing, Rollins when he broke Cena's nose.
It's an unsafe business to begin with, so, The fact that the injuries have toned down, I think, means that people are working safer.
I completely agree with that. And, from what I've read and seen, on the network with Ride Along and all the, behind-the-scenes specials, Nia Jax seems to be, in my personal opinion, one of the nicest workers and the nicest people that work for WWE. She looks genuinely happy at her job. She looks happy with the people that she works with, so to come out and say, oh, she's a safe on work and she just doesn't enjoy the people she works with, it's kind of crap to me. But so the fact,
and I'm sure it's one of those things too. Like, I mean, Nia Jax was probably right there with her backstage, apologizing like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you brought up Seth Rollins. Like, everyone said that about him, too, because he broke Cena's nose. He injured Balor. He almost killed Sting. Like, it's just an unsafe business to be in.
Right.
And someone gets hurt, and immediately it's the other person's fault. Like, because they have that mentality, it's like, when you pick someone up and you put them and you slam them down, they are at your mercy. And that is true. But we've also seen people take bumps wrong. People turn their body in ways they're not supposed to when they take the bump. It's just an accident. The shit happens. And I just hate when all of a sudden they come home and be like, oh, she's unsafe to work with. It's like, get fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's move into SmackDown here. A couple things I want to gloss over here real quickly. The Usos, again, cutting a promo on the New Day.
Dude, that promo was funny.
Yeah, this promo was great. The Usos, their heel characters, they're great on the mic.
Oh, yeah.
The greatest example, of course, in the last few weeks is the rap battle with the Usos. That great dig in Xavier Woods. That's line of the year, even though it was cut from everything WWE has ever put out now for that rap battle.
Well, they got heat for that.
Oh yeah, I don't blame them.
I actually wonder if that's why they lost the titles, because they got a lot of backstage heat for that comment.
Yeah, that's not a bad, suggestion to think about. But still, in my opinion, it was worth it.
Oh yeah.
But the Usos lately...
The Usos, ever since turning heel, I never really gave a shit about them when they were babyface, when they came out and they did their war dance and they had the face paint. And I've always liked them when they were heel, though. When they debuted with Tamina, they were heel. I liked them then. They kind of ditched Tamina, and WWE kind of, like, after the whole Jimmy Snuka got charged with murder, they threw her under the bus.
Yep.
And the Usos went like on a babyface run. I like them like so much, like 10 times more now than I ever did before. I think everything they're doing is awesome. Their new attitude is good. Their new theme song is good. And like I said, dude, they had match of the night with the New Day at that dumpster fire of a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it just goes to show that sometimes if the characters are running stale, a heel turn can revitalize.
Well, can we be honest? Everyone in that goddamn family is awesome as a heel.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the freaking lineage of the heel characters in that family. Every single one of them has nailed it.
Yeah.
Like heel is in their blood.
The heel is in their blood. Fuck the babyface runs. Yeah, the Usos are nailing it as heels, both on the mic, in the ring. So I'm hoping that a good long heel run for them. Well, a good long heel run is perfect for them. Really quickly, I want to go over as well. We had another case of the Fashion Peaks this week.
Yeah, it's Fashion Peaks.
Yeah, of course, a Twin Peaks remake.
They're killing me.
Yeah, these guys are great.
They are just killing me. Like, I wonder if they got the same treatment like the New Day did. They gave them this gimmick, and it wasn't really going. They gave them a little bit of creative control, and it's just blowing up. Similar to how New Day, when they first started out, they were kind of like preachy, like church choir-ish. And then people were kind of like, I'm not really liking this, me being one of them. And then it just seems like they gave them a little bit of creative control and let them do their own things, and then boom, like, they just took off. And I feel like the same thing's happening with Breezango. Yeah. And can we just officially, because they're still called Breezango, can we just officially change their name to the Fashion Police?
I think that's coming. Because, yeah, I think that change will be coming. I think, creative will say, hey, you've got the Fashion Police, you've got the Fashion Files, so just call yourselves the Fashion Police.
And I did not know that Fandango is, like, covered in tattoos, like on his legs.
Yeah.
I watched an episode of Superstar Inc. with
Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. Brain fart, sorry. Yeah, I watched that episode with Corey Graves, and like, dude, Fandango's a huge metalhead. Like,
Yeah.
he's got like Rage Against the Machine tattoos, Deftones tattoos. Like, it's crazy. And like, my wife and a couple of her friends, you know, metalheads, saw that and they're like, "Oh my god, he's so much hotter now."
And I bet you that's why he wears the pants and goes with the.
Well, he's like, I can't come out doing a ballroom gimmick with freaking like metal band tattoos. And, you know, he's right. You can't. It's not going to make any sense. But maybe one day down the line they'll let him go. But,
Maybe.
yeah, I think Fashion Police, they got to stick to what they're doing because it is just, it's gold.
Yep. One more thing I want to gloss over here before we get to break. We had a women's tag match. Becky Lynch and Naomi going over against Natalya and Miss Money in the Bank, Carmella. We're going to see a James Ellsworth appearance at SummerSlam, aren't we?
I don't know. I saw that. Is it next week's SmackDown? Is it Becky Lynch or not Becky Lynch? It's
Naomi versus Carmella.
Yeah, Naomi versus Carmella. Now, is that the official Money in the Bank cash-in? Or is it like because I just saw the picture that the match was announced, but it didn't say anything whether Carmella's cashing in or if it's just a regular singles match.
No, it's just a regular singles match according to WWE.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking the cash-in's coming sooner rather than later. For Miss Money in the Bank. Mr. Money in the Bank, however...
Well, freaking Naomi, dude. I love what she's doing as champ, and I love that that glow belt she has. Like,
yeah,
I mean, they've done it before, where they've changed a belt, and then like the next month someone else gets it. But I don't know. Like, I really like Naomi. I'm happy. She came back from that injury, and they put the belt right back on her. It seems like, and I think she's doing good. She's doing good things. I know she hated doing that heel gimmick. It was like Team Bad or whatever.
Yeah.
Hated doing that, but I think she's crushing it as women's champ on SmackDown.
I agree. I think it kind of revitalized her.
I definitely feel the glow.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this. In your opinion, with the cash-in with Carmella, do you think she'll be successful?
I freaking hope not.
Yeah. I think she's way too not ready.
See, what I'm hoping because, like, I'm hoping she cashes in and somehow James Ellsworth costs her the match.
That would be great. That would be great.
Like not intentionally, but, like, accidentally. Like, he goes to, like, grab Naomi's ankle, and he kind of turns his back to make it, like, look not, like, nonchalantly or whatever, and she reverses it, and he grabs Carmella's instead, or something. Yeah. Something where she cashes in, and then he's the reason she loses, because he was ultimately the reason she got it.
I like that. I like that a lot. Hope that's the case, because good God, am I sick of James Ellsworth.
And if Carmella is women's champ, I'm probably going to put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger, because we have truly seen the end of days, and the apocalypse is now if she becomes women's champion. Because how the fuck could she be women's champion, but they're boning Bayley hard on Raw? Like, makes no freaking sense to me.
Let it be known that the Elite Ringside Network does not condone suicide or gunshots of any kind.
I mean, obviously that was by sarcasm and hypothetical. Yeah. I'm not really gonna friggin' off myself over professional wrestling.
Over professional wrestling, yeah.
But like, that's just how shitty I think Carmella is, and I hate bashing people, in wrestling, because I genuinely respect everyone in wrestling for what they do. It's just I don't like how some people who maybe I don't think deserve it more than others, because maybe other people have put more time in, or other people are just genuinely better and more like deserved. I don't know. I think Carmella's still really, really green. I thought she got brought up way too soon. That's actually one of the reasons they kept her on NXT when they brought Enzo and Cass up, is because Hunter said he wanted her to learn more. And I don't really think she's learned that much. I hate her gimmick. It's a straight up freaking Ziggy Azalea freaking ripoff.
Yeah.
Or Ziggy, whatever the hell her goddamn name is.
Who cares?
And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. So one more thing I want to go over before the break. Aiden English gets an upset win over Sami Zayn. Poor Sami Zayn.
Ah!
He's back to being a jobber.
No. Why?
Your reaction said it all. Sammy, our boy Sammy.
Sammy.
So it looks like they're going to be continuing the feud with Mike Kanellis and Sami Zayn. Aiden English might play a factor in there somewhere. But it looks like they're going to continue that feud into SummerSlam.
I'm okay with that, because the more Mike Kanellis gets to come out, the more I get to look at Maria's butt.
That's fair. That's a very fair response. The more we see Mike Kanellis...
we here at the Elite Ringside Network fully support Maria's butt.
Yes, we do. Yeah, so Aiden English gets a win over Sami Zayn. That's all we have to say about that, because we're pissed. So, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, talk about the big three storylines coming out of SmackDown Live. So we're going to take a quick break, come back. We'll talk about those. That's next here on Smack Talk. Psst. Hey you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Are you an energetic team player who loves to get into lengthy, logical discussions about pro wrestling? The Elite Ringside Network is looking for talented individuals to join their staff today. We are looking for on-air talent, video editors, and blog writers. If you are interested in joining the ever-growing Elite Ringside Network, send your information today to EliteRingsideNetworkWI@gmail.com. Be a part of something great. Be a part of the revolution. Be a part of the Elite Ringside Network. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Spencer Hart from the Elite Ringside Network. Wanted to let you know about some amazing news. You can now listen to all of our great programming on the new Satchel podcast player for your Android and iPhones. Here's the deal. While you're listening to us on Satchel, you can send us a few dollars to make all of our amazing shows even better. So if you're listening to us right now on Satchel, go ahead and click on that donate button to send us some much appreciated donations. And if you're not listening to us on Satchel, I mean, come on, what are you doing? Download the podcast player right now at satchelplayer.com. Exclusive friends of the Elite Ringside Network. Welcome back to Smack Talk here on the Elite Ringside Network, Spreaker.com, iTunesPlayer.fm, PodDirectory.com, Stitcher.com, TuneIn Radio, CastBox.fm, the Satchel Player for your Android and iPhones, and the official podcast of the 434 on Facebook and at 434.com. Alright, my friend, let's get into the big three storylines coming out of SmackDown here this week. Of course, we start with Rusev. What did you just scream at me?
I said, let's do it!
Oh, okay. I wasn't quite sure what you screamed at me. All I heard was...
Yeah, it probably sounded like frickin' Sloth from Goonies. Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys! So let's start with Rusev coming out, letting everybody know that he had a match with Chad Gable.
A great match, by the way.
Yes. Chad Gable.
Actually, where I heard like Chad Gable and Rusev got a lot of backstage praise because of how good that match was.
And it was a great match. My favorite part was when Chad Gable overhead suplexes Rusev. And it was just great. Chad Gable, I think, is going to have a great singles run. Because he's just awesome. And I guess his finisher is the ankle lock?
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
What the hell? So you have him do the ankle lock, but he's not Kurt Angle's son? What? Come on, man.
I said the same thing. Me and my buddy were watching SmackDown on Tuesday, and we're like, okay, well, Chad Gable's coming out. He's got the American Alpha theme. What's his finisher going to be? Because the finisher that we've always known Chad Gable to do was the Grand Amplitude with Jason Jordan. Now what's he going to do? He puts him in the ankle lock, and we're like, wait a minute. What? That's the finisher of Kurt Angle. Like, what's happening here? My life is a lie.
I kind of wonder if there's like that's intentional, maybe. Maybe a little dig at Raw.
Maybe. That's quite possible. But yeah, it's so confusing. We got Jason Jordan as Kurt Angle's illegitimate son, and Chad Gable's over at SmackDown using the ankle lock as a finisher, which is the old finisher for Kurt Angle, who's not the father of Chad Gable.
So Chad Gable was in the Olympics, right?
Yes.
They went about this so wrong. They could have had him be Kurt Angle's son, and it would have just made more sense.
I'd have been happier if it was Chad Gable, I think.
I think a lot of people would have too. But I think I don't know what WWE was thinking. Apparently I never know what they're thinking. Well, sometimes I do. Yeah. But it would make perfect sense. Kurt Angle, Olympian. Chad Gable, Olympian. Kurt Angle does the ankle lock. Chad Gable doing the ankle lock. I don't know. And then for some reason you got Jason Jordan, who maybe looks a little like Kurt Angle, but I was actually looking at Chad Gable, and I think with a bald head, he could pass too.
Yeah, he could.
I don't know, but yeah, back to that Rusev and Chad Gable match. It was really good.
It was. So after the match, and I'm reading the result notes from CageSideSeats.com. And the way they put this is hilarious. They say, after the match, the Bulgarian George Clooney demands competition at SummerSlam. He's all, hey, nobody's man enough to face me at SummerSlam, and then screams a bunch of stuff at us. And
I called this, by the way, what you're about to talk about. I'm sitting on the couch. I looked over at Alicia, and I was like, I bet so-and-so's coming out. And then, boom.
Yep. The Viper, Randy Orton, comes out, which apparently they're done with the feud now with Jinder. So he's moving into a feud with Rusev. That's all I got for that. Orton's going to destroy Rusev.
I don't know. I think it could be good.
Yeah? I'm just worried that Rusev is going to eat another loss.
Key word is could be good.
That's fair. They need to do it right. Not, don't Punjabi prison the shit out of this feud.
Yeah.
Yes.
Christ. Look at the last couple of feuds Randy Orton's been in, and it's how shitty they've been. Bray Wyatt and the goddamn House of Horrors match.
I almost forgot about that.
Freaking train wreck.
It was almost out of my brain. Thank you, AJ. Now it's back there, and I want to put a gun in my mouth.
It was a freaking train wreck, and then he gets into this feud with Jinder, and it ends in the Punjabi prison match. Just freaking flops.
I agree. We'll look forward to the feud with Randy and Rusev, as long as they do it right. I want to go into what was the first match of the night, the United States Championship match. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens with one of the worst ref bumps I think I've ever seen. Mike Chioda, you've been a referee for this company for 20 years. We need to work on your ref bumps a bit, because I don't know if you saw, first of all, Kevin came nowhere close to hitting him. or, to make it look like he hit him. Second of all, there was like a half-second delay after Kevin went to, do the bump, and then Kyoto fell to the mat. It was the greatest ref bump, and yet the worst ref bump I think I've ever seen in my life.
And then, if I remember correctly, from what I watched, it looked like Kevin Owens hit him on the left side of the face, and like, I swear to God, he was grabbing his right eye backstage.
Let's see here. I have the. Yeah, he's grabbing his right eye.
He gets hit on the left side of the face, and he's grabbing his right eye. Makes no sense.
I gotta look at that again. Yeah, you're correct. He's grabbing at his right eye, and the trainer's looking at his right eye. But yet he's yeah, but oh my God, that's hilarious. Mike, we love you. Holy hell. But yeah, so AJ Styles retains on... Okay, we need to talk about this, because this is bothering me. Kevin Owens...
Now I get what they're doing, because when... I think everyone thought at was it Battleground that they screwed up the finish. And now either they did screw it up, and now they're just working the whole ref thing into a storyline, or that was the storyline to begin with, where the ref is out of position for one, and then he's injured in the other, and there's not really decisive falls between the two. And then we get the big payout at SummerSlam, which I'm guessing. Well, everyone thought it was going to be Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon at SummerSlam. But I don't know if that's going to go on after, and this is going to be the start of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is Shane's going to cost Kevin this match, I think, in some shape or form. And we'll see a pay-per-view match between Kevin and Shane down the road. I think people kind of jumped the gun a bit on Shane versus Kevin. I think, it started when Shane forced Kevin to defend his title last week. And then this week... he said he's going to be the special guest referee, which a title match was awarded to Kevin Owens after he murdered Mike Chioda and shoved him into this pile of shit. Which I think is hilarious.
Pile of coats or something. I don't know what the hell it was.
Baron Corbin was suspended for 30 days because he threw a ref on Talking Smack, and then Kevin Owens is rewarded with murdering senior official Mike Chioda with a United States Championship match.
And that's why Kevin Owens is right. Shane is the most incompetent one there.
Hey, don't touch him. I'm going to give you a title match. Wait, what? Well, that's what I'm telling myself. Like, what? Second of all, what is the difference between a full-time referee and a part-time general manager as a referee? Why does that make a difference? Like, I want somebody that's not gonna screw up and is gonna be able to count the falls right and do their job. Daniel Bryan, fine, I'll give you Shane McMahon. Yeah, wait, what? That makes no sense to me. Like, hey, Kevin is bitching about he wants somebody that can do their job and do their officiating job correctly. Perfect! We're going to give you somebody that's not an official. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be good, though. I always think Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, their matches, I think, have been decent. It's just the finishes that have bothered me. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we get a decisive finish at SummerSlam. And I'm thinking it'll be a good match.
Yeah, I agree. That match is going to be really good. But I think Shane will play a factor in that match, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost Kevin. So let's move into the main event. John Cena versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
John Cena!
Almost died. So
yeah, they surprised the hell out of me. There's not very many times in watching wrestling where I am fully surprised, and they fully surprised me in this main event on SmackDown, which is probably one of the reasons I love it even that much more. I didn't see it coming at all.
No, I didn't. I did not expect Shinsuke to win this match. Clean. Clean, right. Yeah. And from what I've heard...
No interference from anybody, and Cena legit left his shovel in the back and put Shinsuke Nakamura completely over clean.
Well, and I don't know if you've heard this yet, but Shinsuke winning with an interference from Baron Corbin was the originally scheduled finish to this match. Baron Corbin was going to come out, and he was going to distract John Cena, and then Shinsuke was going to pick up the win on the interference. John Cena basically said, nope, vetoed it immediately. I want to put Shinsuke over clean.
Yeah, that sounds like something Cena would do.
Yeah. And then that's why after SmackDown Live, Baron Corbin then came out after the cameras went off the air. And then that's when Cena made the save for Shinsuke, setting up their match on Talking Smack setting up their match for SummerSlam.
We're having matches on Talking Smack now? Awesome.
No, we're going to have a match on Smacking Talk. I don't know if you've seen that yet. A little bit of mutiny from Daniel Bryan and Renee Young, doing their show on a program called Tout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool because that Talking Smack was great, and from what I've heard or from what I've read,
I liked it.
Yeah, from what I've read, numbers are very down this year for the network. And that's why shows like Unfiltered, Smacking Talk, The Edge and Christian show were canceled. Dolph Ziggler's 24 special was canceled.
R-Truth that is horrible that Dolph Ziggler's 24 special got canceled. That is stupid. I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah. But
R-Truth had a game show. They filmed the entire thing, and they're not even going to air it.
Yep. Money Network, yay! But yeah,
I saw a thing where someone was talking about like all the shows are cutting off the network and everything. Like, I never signed up for the network to have all these bonus shows. I like a couple of them. I don't watch most of them. I signed up mainly for the archives, so I can go back and I can watch WCW Monday Nitro with NWO and Sting. And I could go back and watch the Attitude Era with D-Generation X and the Hart Foundation. And go back and watch all that stuff. That and the money alone that I would save paying $9.99 a month and watching every freaking pay-per-view that they have versus forking out $40 to $60 a pay-per-view every month. So I hate when people bitch about the network saying, I pay $9.99 a month, as if it's breaking your fucking bank account.
Right, it's $10.
And then you're going to complain about what they have on there. It's like, shut up. You're saving at least $30 to $40 a month just on pay-per-views alone. So that right there, shut up. Also, you're getting like 20 years of archived freaking like videos from WCW, ECW, Raw and SmackDown, every WWE pay-per-view ever. And yet people still complain. It could just be those things for me, and I would be happy as shit. And they're giving us all this bonus stuff, and yeah, some of it's getting canceled, but it's like, people still bitch. I feel like people are always going to bitch, no matter what. Like,
right.
You could put every internet freaking favorite wrestler as champion. You could have AJ Styles as champion, Kevin Owens as champion, Sami Zayn as champion, and people will still find a way to bitch. And I know that for a fact because we lived in a world where we had Kevin Owens as champion and AJ Styles as champion, and yet people were still bitching.
Yep. And especially going back to what you said with, the cost. Now there's 2 pay-per-views usually a month, discluding the paper.
Exactly.
Before. So that's even more money you're saving for the network. It's $10 a month. What? How can you not? How can you complain?
I'm not going to lie. I used to go on and I would watch, a bunch of stuff on the network. I love Table for Three. I've watched almost every episode of that show. I loved Swerve. That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Ride Along. I like some of the Ride Alongs, depending on who was on. I haven't watched them all. I've kind of picked and watched the ones where just the people I know, like, okay, this is going to be funny. The 24 specials, Jesus. Like, you want to talk about solid entertainment and get a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, watch those shows. Those shows are great. They even have some of the WWE home video stuff on there, like some of the DVDs that I got, in my DVD collection for wrestling stuff. They have a lot of that stuff on there too, and I can't fathom how people can complain about paying $9.99 a month for that. I'm like, dude, I'd pay $20 a month for that and still be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I completely agree. My favorite 24 special has been the Kurt Angle one, because it legitimately made me tear up. I'm a grown-ass man!
I haven't seen that one yet. But the Finn Balor one has been my favorite so far.
I enjoyed the Finn Balor one as well. But you have to watch the Kurt Angle one, dude. The Kurt Angle one, because it details, his struggles with painkillers, his story, the reason that he left WWE. It has a great interview with Dixie Carter in the 24 special. And she kind of gave some insight into, his time with TNA without actually, they do name drop TNA. In these specials. Well, I think it's because now it's GFW and nobody gives a shit that we say TNA anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for the network, those shows, kind of got off on a tangent there. It's worth the $10. But the main event was great. John Cena almost died.
Dude, I swear to God, that had to be one of the nastiest bumps I've seen in a long friggin' time. Especially when they showed the side view in slow motion, and you see him land on the back side of his head, and it's almost like if you pause someone doing a somersault, and you pause it when they're on the back of their head. That's how John Cena landed from a reverse exploder suplex.
Yeah.
And I was worried at first because, and I know this from personal experience. And just, from other people, when he landed and he rolled over, and the way he was holding his arms up and wiggling his fingers really, really worried me, because that is a sign of numbness, usually. I've had it before. I've fallen on the back of my head and had just that pins and needles feeling all throughout my body, and, I'm hoping that's all, maybe he had. Nothing is seriously wrong, because it was so bad that you can verbally see Shinsuke Nakamura before they go off air, right before him and Cena shake hands. You can see him say, "I'm sorry."
Yep.
And then you see Cena say, "Don't be sorry."
And then he raises his hand.
Yeah.
That was the coolest part.
And it says, "This is your next champ."
Yeah.
I haven't seen Cena put people over very much, but when he put AJ Styles over, I thought that was a great moment for WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He put Bray Wyatt over. I thought that was going to be the start of Bray's just fucking dominance, because they were saying you could hear John Cena whisper after the triple threat where Bray went over. When Bray pinned him, he's like, you just earned this. And I thought that was going to be I thought that was going to be a big moment, but now this, I think, is huge. Cena just fully, willingly putting Nakamura over the way he did. I thought it was awesome, and good for Nakamura and good for Cena. And it surprised me, and it was one of those moments where I watched that match, and as brutal as that ending was, I watched it, and I'm like, God damn it, this is why I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah. It's moments like that where Cena knows that the person that he's facing is an up-and-comer or is somebody that he should put over, and he does it in style. So it was my favorite moment when Shinsuke said, I'm really sorry, I'm sorry. And he said, don't be sorry. He raises his hand, points at him, and, puts him over. That right there. That was a moment. Because that was a dream match. And the crowd, where were they?
And we got it on a fucking SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
I posted, I was like, dude, that main event, in my opinion, that was the main floor main event worthy.
Yeah.
Like, you could have main evented that at SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, or fucking WrestleMania, and it would have been awesome.
I completely agree. So, final thoughts on SmackDown Live.
I thought it started out really, really slow. Wow. What the hell is that? You still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I just had a thing pop up. So, sorry to whoever's listening. We're doing this over Skype. And
Skype is garbage!
My Xbox just tried to turn off all of a
nice.
sudden. So, thank God it didn't. But, anyways, sorry, back to what I was saying. I thought SmackDown started very, very slow. Well, not really slow.
It started out strong with the U.S.
title match was good, but they lost me with Aiden English going over Sami Zayn. I was like, God damn it. I'm like, just Nakamura, Cena, and Nakamura and Cena alone, I think, was better than anything Raw or SmackDown has done in the last 2 weeks alone.
I agree. I think that the Shinsuke Cena match saved SmackDown Live this week. It started great with the U.S. title match, and then hit the deck with the women's tag match. It was slow, and then it just crawled. And then we got to Chad Gable and Rusev. That's when it started to pick up a little bit more. Then we started getting towards the main event, and people were excited. So, in my opinion, SmackDown scale 1 10, 6, maybe 7 because of the main event. It was really, really, really good. And I'm looking forward to Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal. Had you told me, a year ago that SummerSlam 2017 we'd see Shinsuke Nakamura, the challenger, versus Jinder fucking Mahal as the champion for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, I'd have committed you immediately. But I'm really excited because Shinsuke is great. Jinder's actually doing decent, in my opinion.
For
our expectations,
as much as a joke as I thought it was when he won the title. Actually, before that, when he won the Fatal 5-Way, I think? Or Fatal 4-Way or something? Or...
Yeah, he won, some six-pack challenge or something to beat the
six-pack challenge or something. One of those matches.
Right.
I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
The drummer from the three-man band is now your new number one contender. And I was like, Jesus. And it slowly, very slowly, started to pick up for me where I'm like, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah, Jinder really has lived up to expectations. Of course, they weren't very big, but Jinder Mahal, in my opinion, has done pretty good work as WWE champion.
I will give him a lot of credit and a lot of respect for, he's taking it and running with it, and he's doing a hell of a lot better than I thought. I thought he was going to be a flash in the pan, one and done, like win it at one pay-per-view, lose it at the next, and no, he's had it for a couple months now. Is that longer than Bray Wyatt? Jesus Christ! We live in a world where Jinder Mahal has had the world title longer than fucking Bray Wyatt.
I was hoping you weren't gonna. I was hoping you weren't gonna realize that.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Fuck you, Vince.
All right. So, one thing I want to go over here real quickly before we go. This was just posted on the 434, confirmed by Busted Open Radio. It was announced by Paige today that she had gone through a CT scan. Everything looks fine. She's going to be returning to WWE. That's all I've got.
Who cares?
Who cares?
See that picture of her the other day?
Yeah.
Where you can, like, freaking... She looks like a Holocaust victim. No offense to any Holocaust victims out there. But Jesus Christ.
She did look really skinny, but she also did post a follow-up photo, and I think it was just the camera angle. But she does look really skinny.
Dude, I don't know. Seeing bones through skin is not a camera angle. Especially when the camera angle is front and center, straight on forward. Like,
that's fair. It's also been announced that Alberto Del Rio, his suspension will be up. He'll be returning to Global Force. Who cares?
Yeah. Dude, Jesus.
I'm kind of sick of these two.
When I talk about falling off the deep end and just having a downward spiral, those two have it in spades, man. Jesus.
Yeah. So.
Like, you move on to another company, you win their World Heavyweight title, and you're still bitching about your old boss in your old company. It's like, dude, you're the new champ of a new company. Worry about that. Don't bitch about your old job.
That's like me getting laid off from my job, going to another job, getting a promotion, and going, well, you know what? I'll take this promotion, but I got fired from the other job, so nobody fucking cares.
Exactly. Like just get over it, Del Rio, you piece of hot garbage.
Yeah. So, that is going to do it here for Smack Talk on the Elite Ringside Network. We will see you guys next week for Raw Review, another great episode of Smack Talk. We're getting close to the SummerSlam, so we are going to be making our predictions for the Elite Ringside Network Heavyweight Championship. That's going to be me and Chris Lockman. That is going to be Thursday, the Thursday before SummerSlam. I can't remember the date. But yeah, and then somehow...
SummerSlam the 20th?
Yeah, so it'll be the 17th, August 17th. Will be the predictions for the Elite Ringside Network Heavyweight Championship. It'll be me, Chris Lockman, and of course our winner from last pay-per-view Battleground, Chad Knight, will be joining us as well. So we'll be looking forward to that. So from everybody here at the Elite Ringside Network, and for AJ Jensen, I am Spencer Hart saying we will see you guys next week here on the Elite Ringside Network.
Peace.